Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 50 of our Learn English with podcast. Today's episode is going to be a lot of fun. We'll be diving into a funny story about a lost shoe, but don't worry, it has a happy ending. Remember, this is a level 3 episode, so we will be using simple English. Get ready to learn new words, laugh a little, and maybe even help solve a mystery. Are you ready? Let's begin. So, let me tell you a story. It all started on a sunny Saturday morning. The birds were singing, the sun was shining, and everything seemed perfect. Our main character, let's call him Tom, was getting ready to meet his friends in the park. Tom was really excited because they were going to play football. Do you like football? It's such a fun game, right? Tom put on his favorite football shirt, grabbed his water bottle, and went to get his shoes. But wait, where was one of his shoes? He could only find one. Have you ever lost something important just before going out? It's so frustrating, isn't it? Tom started searching everywhere. First, he looked under his bed. Nothing there except for some dust and an old comic book. Then, he checked the closet. Nope, just some old clothes and a few boxes. He even looked in the bathroom. Do you think he might find his shoe there? It would be strange to find a shoe in the bathroom, wouldn't it? Tom was starting to get a little worried. He needed both shoes to play football. But instead of getting angry, Tom decided to stay calm. Sometimes staying calm can help us think better. Don't you agree? Tom thought, where did I last see my shoe? He remembered he wore them yesterday when he went to visit his grandma. So, he called his grandma to ask if maybe he left his shoe there. Tom's grandma answered the phone. Hello, Tom. How are you? Hi, Grandma. I'm good, but I can't find one of my shoes. Did I maybe leave it at your house yesterday? Sure. His grandma laughed and said, Oh, Tom, I did see a shoe here, but guess what? Your grandpa took it by mistake. He thought it was his and wore it to his friend's house today. Can you believe it? Tom's grandpa wore his shoe by mistake. Imagine wearing two different shoes out of the house. Have you ever done that? It would look so funny. Tom couldn't believe it, but he started to laugh. What a silly mistake. But now, Tom had to figure out how to get his shoe back before his football game. So he decided to call his grandpa. Hi, Grandpa. Did you take my shoe by mistake? Tom asked, still laughing. His grandpa chuckled and said, Oh dear, I think I did. I was wondering why my feet felt so different today. I'm at my friend's house now, but I'll bring your shoe back as soon as I can. Tom's grandpa was far away, so it would take a while for him to return. Tom thought, what should I do while I wait? Tom decided to make the most of his time. Instead of sitting around and feeling upset, he did something productive. Can you guess what he did? Tom decided to clean his room. He figured it was better to do something useful instead of just waiting. Plus, he thought, maybe the other shoe is hiding somewhere in the mess. Have you ever found something you lost while cleaning your room? It's like finding treasure, isn't it? As Tom was cleaning, he found all sorts of things he had forgotten about. An old toy car, some marbles, and even his missing homework. But no shoe. Still, Tom felt good because now his room was tidy. Finally, Tom's grandpa arrived with the missing shoe. Tom was so happy. He thanked his grandpa, put on both shoes, and ran to the park. Even though he was a little late, his friends were still there, waiting for him. They played football, laughed, and had a great time. Tom learned that sometimes things don't go as planned, but if you stay positive, everything works out in the end. What about you? Have you ever had a day that didn't go as planned but turned out fine in the end? It's important to remember that things don't always have to be perfect to be fun. So, what did we learn from Tom's story? We learned that it's important to stay calm when things don't go our way. We also learned that sometimes, even when we lose something, it can lead to a funny or unexpected adventure. Now, I have some questions for you. Do you think Tom handled the situation well? What would you have done if you were in his shoes? Well, I guess in his one shoe. Also, what do you think of Tom's decision to clean his room while he waited? Have you ever done something useful while waiting for something? It's a great way to use your time, don't you think? Before we finish, let's go over some new words we heard today. Frustrating. This means feeling annoyed or upset because you can't do something. For example, it's frustrating when you can't find something important, like Tom's shoe. Productive. This means doing something useful. Tom was productive when he decided to clean his room instead of just waiting. Mistake. This means doing something wrong by accident. Tom's grandpa made a mistake by taking Tom's shoe. Tidy. This means neat and organized. Tom's room became tidy after he cleaned it. Can you think of any other words from today's story that you didn't know before? Write them down and practice using them in a sentence. It's a great way to improve your English. That's all for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed Tom's adventure with the lost shoe. Remember, learning English can be fun, especially when we use stories and imagination. I want you to keep practicing, keep smiling, and don't forget to stay calm when things don't go your way. Who knows, maybe you'll end up with a funny story to tell, just like Tom. Thank you for listening, and I can't wait to share more stories with you in the next episode. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye for now.